Leather. It has taken its place in daily life by finding value from the first stages of history. When we look at nowadays, we see that leather products still exist in many areas of life. Leather, which marks the leading brands of the fashion industry, is among the indispensables of women's and men's wear products. The leather industry, which has a wide market in terms of fashion and textile, is developing into an industrial business association with gigantic capital, which has great economic contribution to the world's economy, such as furniture and automotive. In these contexts, where is Bursa located in the leather industry, which has an export share of $250 billion in the world market. Bursa Specialized Leather Mixed Organized Industrial Zone, which was established as a cooperative in Soğanlı Yeni Tabakhaneler area in 1985, was moved to Badırga region in 2008 and was officially opened in 2011, progressing rapidly. Rıfat Aygüler, who led the rise of Bursa in leather production, took over management on 25th May 2015, and within 2 years, the region's main problems began to be resolved quickly. Rıfat Aygüler, from the first day he came along with the board of management, have implemented the main 3 problem solutions as 20 years debt collection waiting to pay to the government, zoning improvement, and mixed industrial zone project. Let's hear from the actors who got initiatives and passed the project by believing in the power of Bursa and the common sense for the debts restructuring which were accumulating in 20 years and reaching 75 million Turkish liras.
Biz ilk önce durum tespiti yaptık. OSB'mizin devlete borçları vardı. Ama bu borçların üyelerimiz tarafından ödenemeyeceğinin farkına vardık ve biz şehrimizin dinamiklerini harekete geçirdik. Biz borçların faizlerinin affedilmesi ve yeniden yapılandırılması hakkında çalışmalara başladığımızda, yola düştüğümüzde kahir çoğunluk bunun yapabileceğimize inanmadı. Kapı kapı dolaştık. Biz onlara sakin sakin dertlerimizi anlattık ve biz her şeyden önce bu borcu ödemeye inandırdık. Şehrimizin tüm dinamiklerine, Bursa Ticaret Sanayi Odası Başkanımıza, Belediye Başkanımıza, AK Parti İl Başkanımıza, eski dönem valimiz Sayın Münir Karaloğlu'na, bugünkü valimiz Sayın İzzettin Küçük'e, yönetim kurulumuzda ve müteşebbisiyette görev alan tüm vali yardımcılarımıza ve bizi hiçbir zaman yalnız bırakmayan bölge vekillerimize, Sanayi Bakanlığı bürokratlarımıza, Sanayi Bakanımıza, Maliye Bakanımıza, özellikle Başbakanımızın talimatıyla önerge sunulmasından dolayı Sayın Başbakanımız Binali Yıldırım'a çok teşekkürlerimi ve şükranlarımı sunuyorum.
After the borrower was structured, Bursa Specialized Leather Mixed Industrial Zone Management opened the way for the reconstruction of the parcels that were planned 20 years ago as the second step and which were inadequate for the establishments producing in the industrial zone. In order to open the way to the renovations, as a result of the initiatives of Bursa Specialized Leather Mixed Industrial Zones Management, 170 acres of land will be included in the industrial zone after the approval by the Ministry of Industry and the approval of the Ministry of Health. By constructing common areas on this land, the financial problems of the next 20 years by the income to be achieved will come to end up today. After completing the solution of the financial and land problem, the Mixed Industrial Zone project, which will accelerate the momentum of the region's final main problem, and the center of Bursa's leather production is coming to the end up. So, what will be the contributions to the region of all these steps taken in the last 2 years? With the payment of 75 million Turkish liras in debt, the industrial zone and the enterprises in the region have achieved great advantages in the field of investment and production. Along with this development, industrial zones management will be able to make comfortable investment plans in terms of raw material supply and production. By the improvement of zoning, the facilities that make production in the industrial zone will attain areas suitable for today's conditions. Common areas will be built and rented, and the industrial zone will receive additional revenue. In this way, Bursa Specialized Leather Mixed Organized Industrial Zone will be able to make investments in the infrastructure and superstructure that the region needs, or to carry out renewal works in the required points without having to create any own financial resources from the members by creating its own equity. The Mixed Industrial Zone project, which is the biggest step on the way to becoming the center of our country and close geography within the scope of leather production of Bursa, will enable transition from natural clustering to industrial clustering. In this way, different enterprises that manufacture leather by the zone or use leather materials in production phase will be put together, production and supply costs will be decreased to the lowest degree. Bursa Specialized Leather Mixed Industrial Zone started to gather the fruits of the steps taken. The region, whose occupancy rate was 39% in 2015, in the first 4 months of 2017, the occupancy rate was raised to 52%. It is targeted that the region will be active by 70% occupancy rate by the end of 2018 and 90% occupancy rate by the end of 2019. Among the immediate future targets of Rıfat Aygüler and the Board of Management is to produce the electricity of the region and to collaborate with the universities. Thanks to the business association, the lack of qualified employees, which is one of the main problems of the industry, will be eliminated. As a result of these collaborations will be promoted rapidly in terms of research and development, innovation and design to increase the share of exports in international markets. With these planned improvements, Bursa Leather Mixed Industrial Zone is not buying technology but producing, and not following the fashion but creating and guiding the fashion, and it is on its way to becoming a center to follow up, which is not only given importance. With the third and sixth regional incentives and 3 million square meters of additional space, the transition from the natural cluster to the industrial cluster will be accelerated. Lobbying activities will also accelerate in order to open up the front of investment and growth together with additional fields. Thanks to the projects that were passed and will be passed through, Bursa Specialized Leather Mixed Industrial Zone will be the center of this industry, not only of Turkey, but also neighboring countries and close geography. By 100,000 and multiples employment targets, the region will be among the top 3 countries with the largest share of leather exports of $250 billion worldwide. While processing to the future targets with its own resources, when it comes to the targeted point with the support of firstly the local administrations and in the last point with the support of the government, the winner will be Bursa Leather Mixed Industrial Zone and Bursa and the Great Turkey.